the beginning, all tales and stories belonged to Nyame, the sky god. But Kwekwanansi, the spider, yearned to be the owner of all the stories known in the world. He went to Nyame and offered to buy them. I am willing to sell the stories, Nyame said, but the price is high. Many people have come to me offering to buy, but the price was too high for them. Rich and powerful families have not been able to pay. Do you think you can do it?
I can do it. What is the price?
My price is 3 things, the sky god said. I must first have Mobro the hornets. I must then have Onini the great python. I must then have Osibo the leopard. For these things I will sell you the right to tell all the stories.
I will bring them.
He first cut a gourd from a vine and made a small hole in it. He took a large bowl and filled it with water. Anansi went to the tree where the hornets lived. He poured some of the water over himself so that he was dripping. He threw some water over the hornets so that they too were dripping. Then he put a bowl on his head as though to protect himself from a storm and called out to the hornets.
Are you foolish people? Why do you stay in the rain that is falling?
Where shall we go?
Go here in this dry gourd.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The hornets thanked him and flew into the gorge through the small hole. When the last of them had entered, Anansi plugged the hole with a ball of grass, saying,
Oh yes, you are really foolish people.
He took the gorge full of hornets to Nyame, the sky god. The sky god accepted them, saying, There are 2 more things you will need to bring. Anansi returned to the forest and cut a long bamboo pole and strong vines. Then he walked towards the house of Onini the python, talking to himself. He seemed to be talking about an argument with his wife.
My wife is wrong. I say he is longer and stronger. My wife says he is shorter and weaker. I give him respect. She gives him less respect. Is she right or I am wrong? I am right. He is longer. I am right. He is longer.
Why are you arguing this way with yourself?
I have had a dispute with my wife. She says you are shorter and weaker than this bamboo pole. I say you are longer and stronger.
It is useless and silly to argue when you can find out the truth. Bring the pole and we will measure. So Anansi laid the pole on the ground and the python came and stretched himself out beside it.
You seem a little short. A little more.
I can stretch no more.
When you stretch at one end, you get short at the other. Let me tie you so you don't slip. Onini, it turns out my wife was right, and I was wrong. You are shorter than the pole and weaker. My opinion wasn't as good as my wife, but you were even more foolish than I. You are now my prisoner.
Anansi carried the python to Nyame, the sky god, who said, There is one thing more. Osibo, the leopard, was next. Anansi went into the forest and dug a deep pit where the leopard liked to walk. He covered it with small branches and leaves and put dust on it so that it was impossible to tell where the pit was. Anansi went away and hid. When Osibo came prowling in the black of night, he stepped into the trap Anansi had prepared and fell to the bottom. Anansi heard the sound of the leopard falling, and he said,
Ah, Osibo, you are half foolish. Osibo, what are you doing in this hole?
I have fallen into a trap. Help me out.
I would gladly help you, but I'm sure that if I bring you out, I will have no thanks for it. You will get hungry, and later on, you will want to eat me and my children.
I promise, it won't happen.
Very well. Since you promise it, I will take you out.
He bent a tall green tree toward the ground, so that its top was over the pit, and he tied it that way. Then he tied a rope to the tip of the tree and dropped the other end of it into the pit.
Tie this to your tail.
Osibo tied the rope to his tail. Then Anansi took his knife and cut the other rope. The one that held the tree bowed to the ground. The tree straightened up with a snap, pulling Osibo out of the hole. Osibo hung in the air, head downwards, twisting and turning. As he twisted and turned, he got so dizzy that Anansi had no trouble tying the leopard's feet with vines. Anansi took the dizzy leopard, all tied up, to Nyame, the sky god.
Here is the third thing. Now I have paid the price.
Kweku Anansi, great warriors and chiefs have tried, but they have not been able to do it. You have done it. Therefore, I will give you the stories. From this day onward, all stories belong to you. Whenever a man tells a story, he must acknowledge that it is Anansi's tale. And that is why in parts of Africa, the people love to tell and love to hear the stories they call spider stories. And now, you have heard one too.